I tell people the essence of morality is to see yourself as part of something larger. And there are different ways to do that. And it, from an overall point of view, it's not necessarily a good larger thing. I mean, my advice to you is the same advice that I would give to a soldier in Adolf Hitler's Nazi army. You know, morality is an individual thing. So if I'm a brown shirt and I hate Jews and I run a concentration camp, whatever it is, that could be a very evil larger thing. But at an individual level, if I am devoting myself to this larger thing, then I'm an unselfish person. Some little part. I use the Nazi thing intentionally to draw the contrast.
Right.
The essence of unselfishness is to see yourself as part of something larger and to sacrifice your individuality to that larger thing. And so even if that larger thing is an evil thing, you can be a good person in the sense that you are subordinating yourself to a larger thing. And of course, if you have a choice, you will want to choose your larger thing wisely.
Right.
But the essence of being unselfish is to live a life where you are part of a larger thing. And beliefs about God, these are all produced by human culture. All these myths and stories, they're all produced by human culture to put this big thing into human terms so that we can understand it, so that we can live it. So I tell people, if they're open to religion, I tell people that religion is a very powerful, it's a very effective way of thinking about the world and thinking about yourself. And there's a lot of wisdom that you get access to. But you have to make the myth work for you. You know, and you have to not get caught up in whether God exists or not. That's not what it's about. I'm telling you this because you seem to be willing to hear it. And,
absolutely, I'm so happy to receive your wisdom.
There are two Christianities out there. I've traveled all over the United States, living in my car, working construction work, and I've talked to many men, and there are two Christianities out there. Just using Christianity as an example, you know, I mean, it's an important example in our culture. And there's one Christianity where it's all about heaven and hell, what's going to happen to you if you're good, what's going to happen if you're bad, are you saved? Let me get my checklist out. Are you really a Christian? No, you don't. No. And then there's this other Christianity out there that just depends on which group you're talking about, which minister that is leading the group. It's focused on the love teaching. And if you're, I tell Christians, look, I told a woman just yesterday, a nice old woman who's very lonely right now. I met her out right out there. I said, if it's all about what God's going to do for you, then the question of whether God is there becomes a critically important question. Like, you know, St. Paul said when he preached, Paul said, "Hey, if Jesus didn't rise from the dead, then we're all wasting our time." Paul got it wrong, and Christianity's been on the wrong track for 2,000 years. It's not about what God's going to do for you. It's about what you're going to do for God.
Oh, man.
And I had a man walk up to me when I was standing at my bicycle locker up in Mountain View. And he said that to me without me prompting, without me having a conversation. He had figured it out himself. 17 years in prison, carries a concealed knife, had a rough life. But he's the first man I've ever met who got that, who told it to me anyway. If it's all about what you're going to do for God, then you can let go of whether he's actually there or not, because it doesn't matter. You don't have any stake in that question. So if God's there, if there's something after death, all icing on the cake. It doesn't matter. That's not why you're doing it. Just live a beautiful life. And if you live a beautiful life and draw the wisdom that's available from Christianity and from wherever else, it will empower you and it will make you really alive. You're just so receptive. I can say all these things that I normally can't say to anybody.
That's potent stuff. Most people would not want to hear it. But it's so beautiful. It's so true. And it really confirms like a lot of things that I've seen recently. I read a conversation between, I don't know if it was real or not, but it was supposedly between a bishop and like up and coming priests, and he was talking to them about atheists and how they should all try to be like the atheists. And they were like, what do you mean? Atheist doesn't believe in God. Well, and then he said, well, atheist believes that he is God, and if he does something that's good, him doing it is more powerful than any of us doing it, because we believe there's heaven and God's going to take care of us and all this stuff. But if he's doing it, he believes he's the only one that can make a difference in that moment, and he's doing it like out of such a genuine sense of caring for other people, caring for the planet. Whatever good he does, he believes it's his job to take care of that, and he's taken it upon himself to make more beauty in the world. We should all be more like that instead of just doing things because we know we're going to heaven at the end. It's way more powerful, and I love those words. It's not about what God does for you, it's about what you do for God. Because especially I think about my dad, he's always, I'm worried you don't believe in Jesus, you're not going to come to heaven with me. It's like, boo-hoo, like cry me a river, like you're a cop, like let's figure out some better way of living, like let's go feed some homeless people together, let's do some good stuff, and you see I'm a good person, and it doesn't matter if I believe in Jesus or not. We are going to heaven, but we got to make it right here, right now. Not, we'll be okay in the end. It's like, right here, right now. Feed people. Take care of them. I gave some blankets to this guy who was just like passed out on the sidewalk last night, and somebody gave me like $3, and I came into Santa Cruz with $0 and a quarter tank of gas, and now I can go get some food this morning, just because I was a nice person, and then it caused somebody else to be nice to me, and it's like that chain of, taking care of each other, it really could take care of the whole planet if we wanted to, if we kept it alive, we just kept doing like that, people are selfish and in their own worlds, and that's the way it's designed to be. You got to take care of your bills, you got to go to your job, and you get fired from your job and all this weird stuff. You can't just do what you want to do and help the world out. Everyone who's doing it is just a courageous warrior, and I love having conversations. Like, this is just amazing. I live off of having conversations with especially elders, free thinkers who are really wanting to make the world a better place, because we are the line. We are the front lines of, is this world going to get better or not?